The domineering CEO was riding the bus when a sudden, sharp break sent the girl tumbling. Her bag spilled its contents across the floor. The CEO quickly bent down to help. Just then, the bus jerked forward, their heads colliding again. The girl reached for the remaining items, only for another abrupt stop to occur. She crashed straight into the CEO's arms. Thump, thump, thump. The sound of heartbeats, she scrambled to her feet. Unaware the CEO's phone had also fallen out. By some twist of fate, she ended up with his phone in her bag, while he naturally grabbed hers by mistake. Back at the office, the boss stared at her photo. Not only was she beautiful, but she had a killer figure. Just then she called, demanding her phone back to his surprise. The CEO teased her to come pick it up herself. He even teased her, suggesting she wear that polka dot pajama set. The girl instantly accused the CEO of being shameless, accusing him of peeking at her photos. With no other choice, she went to the CEO's company, hoping he would return her phone. Fortunately, the CEO didn't give her a hard time and handed the phone back. But the girl angrily declared she hoped never to see him again and stormed off unexpectedly. This blunt personality piqued the CEO's interest. The next day, the CEO went to the playground searching for his lost camera. It had been picked up by a young boy who had no intention of returning it. The CEO snapped, "Don't test my patience. I can hold my own in a fight." The boy immediately called over a group of friends who surrounded him. The CEO stood his ground on a rock. Facing them down, the entire group ended up in the police station. The CEO ended up with a face full of bruises. Furious, sued the kids. Then the girl got a call. It was her brother who'd done the beating. Annie rushed to the police station in a panic. The officers told her brother was charged with extortion and faced serious punishment. Annie pleaded they're just kids. But the police couldn't help. The complaint had been filed. The only way out was for the victim to drop the charges. Annie immediately called the accuser. But upon hearing she was the kid's sister, he hung up without mercy, left at a loss. Annie sent a text message instead, hoping the man would meet her face-to-face for an apology. He coldly rejected her again. Annie had no choice but to track down his residence. Just then a friend called to reveal the person accusing her brother was none other than the CEO. Annie was utterly speechless. Why did it have to be this one person she least wanted to see? Meanwhile, the CEO learned from his partner that the little boy's sister was none other than Annie. Over there, Annie was walking while complaining. Unexpectedly, the CEO was nearby, listening to her rant with interest. Then Mike sent her a message agreeing to meet her, but with one condition: she must wear her polka dot pajamas. Seeing the message, the girl was furious. The next day, she still went to the CEO's company as agreed. With a helpless expression, she had no choice but to comply. But the CEO told her to finish the task at hand first, before discussing the withdrawal of the lawsuit. Suppressing her anger, the girl walked to the window and stared blankly at the scenery outside, watching her back. The CEO suddenly recalled the scene of their first meeting, both rushing to grab a taxi. Then they coincidentally met again on the bus. By some twist of fate, they swapped phones. He secretly looked at her photos. He found himself inexplicably drawn to this girl before him. Just as he was lost in thought, she turned her head. He hurriedly pretended to be working, but kept stealing glances at her out of the corner of his eye. At that moment, she suddenly noticed the photo album on the table. The man inside was Jack, the one she'd secretly admired all along. The CEO instantly guessed her feelings. A wave of inexplicable jealousy surged through him, angrily grabbing his clothes. He turned to leave confused. The girl followed him. "Didn't we agree to discuss the lawsuit withdrawal?" She asked. "Why are you suddenly so upset?" The domineering CEO demanded, "Do you like Jack? And Jack doesn't even know you like him." Annie was at a loss for words. Just then, Jack returned from his outing. He approached them and asked, "What are you two talking about?" The CEO encouraged Annie to speak her feelings aloud. But Annie knew Jack was already with her bestie. She could only bury her love deep inside. So she told Jack they were discussing the lawsuit withdrawal. Enraged, the CEO snapped, "I won't drop the case." The next day, Annie went straight to the CEO's doorstep, bringing her younger brother to apologize, yet the CEO showed no interest in the boy's apology. Instead, he told the girl this wasn't what he wanted, with no other options, and turned to her best friend for help. Her friend advised her to show the CEO her sincerity, so she brought 2 cups of coffee to see him. The CEO took the coffee and took a sip. The taste was so satisfying. He went back to work. The girl sat nearby, reading a magazine. Time ticked by minute by minute. The girl was incredibly patient. The CEO kept stealing glances at her. But once he was caught red-handed, the CEO quickly turned away and resumed working calmly. And so the girl kept waiting there. She had no idea how long it had been. Suddenly, she saw the CEO about to leave. She pulled out the withdrawal petition, hoping he'd sign it unexpectedly. The CEO said he was too busy. The girl hurriedly explained it would only take a minute to sign. But the CEO told her to come back tomorrow. Furious, the girl flung the coffee right at him.
Like and subscribe for more.